and ships after he kills off this navy. It would be pretty devastating to most of this. Now I see parts of Dim's base actually getting killed, very much unopposed. But there is this navy here which is supporting. Really, the navy here from power is dictating how far these ground forces can go. But Dim making shields, he's got some T2 PD. These aren't forces that look like they can really go too far, but it looks like Dim has basically given up everything past this point. And we see this naval fight. Actually, you see these Cybern ships. They have the ability to walk on land very slowly. See them walking in the distance, and now they're trying to run away because they know the naval battle they can't win. Of course, when they're on the ground, they're very vulnerable, very slow, especially against these Aeon. You can see them dying. And now they're here attacking, and nice to see Berg actually got a T3 shield here, provide him with some nice protection, and DCCC making these Seraphim shields. He'll probably start making his own PD. But it's nice to notice the terrain here. It's a little hill, which is going to be probably a nuisance for both players. And as expected, the Aeon Navy with the bubbles just walks over and chases these Cybern ships away. And it's nice to see Hawk is actually reclaiming these dead ships, building a whole bunch of T1 PD to prevent these bubbled. There should be some hover tanks here, so that flying can push even further. So it looks like flying should get maybe a destroyer here and a bunch of cruisers and flak over here in this area to help Berg out. Doesn't look like Dim or Sith are in a position to really do much at this point. But Flying and Berg are really together. They can beat DCCC and Hawk, since Hawk is basically dead. But let's see what they decide to do. I'm sure it'll be a good choice. And now we can actually see Hawk. He's going for T2 Arty. Pretty expensive stuff, not too much damage. Yeah, and we see here VIP realizing he probably won't be able to do much to this defense. A whole bunch of shields, T2 PD. He's going to go back. Really, it's 21st minute. It's surprising he hasn't built a... Well, there it is. He's making his chicken. So Yef has some pretty nice counters to chicken. He can get T3 engineering and get a few T3 PD and get a nice chunk of mass for killing a chicken. And you can see here the troubles from these PDs. They're just basically shooting this little hill, as well as these Aeon PD hitting the hill quite a bit. And it looks like it's going to be a nice move where all this T1 Arty is going to move in, allowing DCCC to make a push with these shields. And to make things worse for Berg, is actually getting hit from behind from these ships. He's got 1, 2, looks like 3 ships here, and getting bombed. So air, ground, point defense, navy, everything. He's got quite a few shields, and his allies really should be helping him out. I mean, a few ships here is just hitting all this crap here would really help. But yeah, these subs are really kind of a waste. So Berg once again looks like he's getting abandoned, but he just might be able to pull this off anyway. Wow, quite a bit of T1 Arty. And also it's good to point out that Seraphim shields are stronger than Aeon, so Seraphim does have an advantage here. Pretty quiet from the other players, and Dim just sort of hanging out. 22nd minute. Doesn't have much eco, doesn't have much guns. Very strange. Flying looks like he's going T3 with his naval, so probably going to get a missile ship. And he also he's getting a nice economy for power, probably going to be making T3 air soon. Yeah, it looks like Berg is in a bad spot. Too bad, because that was a great move by him, and if his team was a little more aggressive and maybe supported him a little more, this could have been a great end to it. But at this point, it looks like he will die. Now there is a discussion: what's better, air or base? Now, as ACU is most likely going to explode pretty soon. And now we can see that this force that flying is trying to push through is really getting met by a whole bunch of resistance here. There's really no way. And Berg's trying to make it to the ocean, but won't. Well played by Berg, but really his team wasn't on the same page in this one. VIP taking his time building this. I mean, really, at minute 20, you can get a chicken out, but this is minute 23, 24. Something strange is happening. Not as strange as what's happening with Dim. He actually got RAS on his ACU now. And now it's probably going to get T3. And we see aircraft carriers from flying. He's going to try to make a nice Air Force. And now Hawk can begin rebuilding his base with a whole bunch of mass lying everywhere. But he has lost Navy completely, so. Basically traded Berg as a player for opponent's base. Definitely can't call that a combo though. But he has a whole bunch of T3 PD, things like that. Bought a few mobile shields with the chicken, but not much else that shoots. So it would be nice to have a bunch of T1 arty at this point, just like we saw in the DCC use it against Berg. And yeah, this chicken is losing a lot of health very quickly. That'll be a nice chunk of mass for Dim. We actually see he also has a Aeon, which it looks like he got from flying. So this GCC from this GC should be able to counter, but he won't need to. He just got a nice chunk of mass instead of a chicken attacking him. And the rest of these units doesn't look like have too many guns, and they'll get killed quickly. And a nice looks like a snipe attempt. If they go after the ACU, still plenty of shields. Yeah, we see those bombs, but they do not make through. That's basically what UEF has, really strong shields and good defense. See some drops coming in from Powerhouse. These are actually mostly NGs. He's going to try to help VIP. But Dim should be just pushing forward here. There's nothing that can stop his GC. He'll probably do that and turn this nice chunk of mass into something useful. Sith is really in trouble here. She's got a battle cruiser, but not much else. It's a really superior force from Powerhouse. It looks like it's just more shields, which is kind of annoying. But not just shields. There's more of everything from Powerhouse. Get a fat boy up as fast as she can. Her navy basically getting ran over. You can see a nice torpedo bomber force, which is just a little too late at this point. We can see nice ASF force also from flying, and DCC is way out of position to do anything. But it might be a little too late at this point. And we see this GC just sitting out in the ocean, which is very strange. No reason to attack something that has no guns. Plus, the support of a navy. It's extremely strange. And then we also see another GC from flying, walking underneath the ocean. Is probably going to attack this Hawk's base, which has been allowed to rebuild. And it's really hard for these torp bombers by themselves to provide enough power to basically knock down these shields. But this fat boy's been done. And it is actually pretty vulnerable in this position, although Power Towers won't take the chance and just walk away. But now this island is basically dead from all these UEF cruise missiles. And it appears that Dim waited long enough for VIP to build his chicken, and now he definitely shouldn't move in, but he'll just hang out for a little while.
And dim, finally somebody's making a strategic missile defense. Although it doesn't look like people are making nukes. Here DCCC, no nukes. And VIP who talked about committing suicide because his computer lags. Looks like he found himself a nice cliff to jump off of. It's an honorable thing to do. Just get out of the game. Yeah, these missile ships are so slow. You can see here basically the end of Sith. You can see all these shields from UEF. Not much you can do to them if you allow them to get this big. See, so Sith has her fat boy over here, and she's trying to build another one. She not might be able to do it in time. Really, no aggression from Dim, which is very surprising. He's probably waiting to get this fat boy, use it for offense. And we can see this missile ship doing its what it does best, shooting missiles. And now finally, we might just see a nice air battle with a whole bunch of Strat bombers. Curious who they're going after. So if we look at the numbers, 227, 25, 203. And a few Strat bombers coming in. But what are they going to kill? That's the question. Probably going after Hawk's ACU, which is not the best target, and they're going to fly directly into this Air Force. So maybe not the best planned attack. Now they've been spotted, and now this Red Air Force is going to take all these bombers out. And that's what sometimes happens. A bomb gets dropped into another bomber, and everything goes up in smoke. I can see this massive air battle. This is basically 200 on 200, a little over 200 for each team. And the micro here just becomes kind of nuts. But whoever comes out on this just might win the game. We see more Strat bombers, which might make DCCC chase them. And they're actually trying to kill VIP, who wanted to commit suicide anyway, so definitely not the best target. So pretty lame. You can see there's probably raining airplanes, raining mass here. Yep, it's raining airplanes. As Hawk is walking through the ocean, hiding from the bombers. You can see the reflections. Yeah, there goes a bomber. Lots of smoke, lots of death. Can't really tell what's happening. Now it appears that DCCC has lost there, which is a huge hit with this bottom team. Now Hawk's gonna get bombed.